بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ويل لكل همزة لمزة الذي جمع مالا وعدده يحسب أن ماله أخلده كلا لينبذن في الحطمة لينبذن في الحطمة وما أدراك ما الحطمة نار الله الموقدة التي تطلع على الأفئدة إنها عليهم مؤصدة في عمد ممددة.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back to another episode of our Ramadan special for Connect with the Quran. And here, mashallah, we've entered in our last 10 days of the special month. And I'm just going to go very briefly through the surahs. We just heard the qira of Surah Humaza. I'm not going to translate it ayah by ayah, but I'm just going to try and give you and encapsulate your whole overview of it. And so the first thing it comes, because I love to do as a linkage. Inshallah, from these surahs on that we will be doing, most of you will have them memorized. You do know them. But if it's somehow to give them life of how you can remember them when you're reading them, that this is what it is. So Humaza was one of the hard ones for me to memorize. But anyway, and how it starts is that no, let me just connect it with Wal Asr, and before that, Al Hakum Takathur, that these are the people that till the end, they're just going to be accumulating, wanting to accumulate until they get to their qabr and they see it with their real eyes and, with their ain al yaqeen. And Wal Asr also said, who's the one who's going to be at loss? So here in Humaza, it's telling you the characteristics of who are the types who are at the loss and what do they do. So what do they do? What they basically do is they do Humaza, Lumada. And this, either you can translate it standard, slander, or backbiter, but they're all sort of similar things. But one what I liked was how it said that Humaza is doing it behind your back. So it's like behind your back, people, whatever. And the Lumada is doing it on your face, like mocking you in your face. You say, oh, really? You guys are going to fast? You think it's going to get you to heaven? All these kind of negative things people give it to you, and they do it, they mock you on your face. So that is, and in a way, how I like to see it is it's a broad spectrum of the winking, of the making faces as soon as somebody walks in and you sort of go, do this or whatever you do, or you do or I do, or God forbid that we do. But those are the kind, and so it encapsulates all this beautifully in just these two words. Have you seen the one who do this and this? And what is it? And then what do they do? Allazi jama'a ma'alum wa addada. And they amass their wealth. And that's when not only they're just busy jama and wa addada, and they're busy counting, always going through their bank statements maybe or whatever they do. But some people are just compulsive. And like we talked last time, that sometimes, I think we did it in Takathur, is that sometimes, you just have it's like compulsive, like the kleptomaniac or something, that you just, even if you just need it. It's not fulfilling any need, but it just becomes compulsive. So here too, it's talking about the one who amasses and is busy always counting. And then he thinks, yasabu anna maluhu akhlada. And yasabu is a beautiful word. I like remembering it. Whenever that comes, that's what they think. And it's usually referring to as mankind think that this is what's going to happen. Like when he has faith that he's not going to be tested. So here it's going to be that he thinks he's going to last forever. His wealth will make him last forever. And no, but kalla la yumbazanna fil hutama. And that yumbazanna is also like, throwing something away. It's when you throw like trash, you have a tissue paper and it's this, and you just flick it and you throw it. Well, that's how they're going to be flicked into hellfire. Here we think we are pumping glory and we are all this thing, but how insignificant. That also came up with Al-Qariya about how our deeds are going to be all just like moths, and the like and the example given is something so sturdy as the mountain. They're going to be like flying around. So with all that, and he's going to be in a homaza fi hotama, and that's like a crushing. You're really being crushed. Like you crush ice, you crush other things. Imagine, God forbid, we are in a mincer and we're just being made mincemeat out of it. That's the horrible kind of feeling that it generates. And then it says, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْحُطَمَةُ. What's going to tell you what this crushing thing is? And you know, when this is reiterated, like Al-Qari'atu mal-Qari'ah, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْقَارِعَةُ, when it's reiterated, so it's a what the heck is going to let you, what's going to make you comprehend what this is? What this hell is. It's a crushing. And then when it says narun ham and narullahi muqada, and it is an ignited, and it's a narullahi. So that's also a real goosebump moment. Usually we said naru jahannam, we have it mentioned in different ways, but here it's saying it's Allah's nar. So I mean, what bigger nar is there? That's also really a shake-up moment. So, and then it just goes on to say, allati tattaliu lafida, and that it's gonna rise up that thing all the way. Afida is your heart, your chest, your everything. That's where you have your good emotions, your bad. That's what it's going to do. And you know, in another surah, when it talks about, they think they're having such a cool time and having fun with their family, but I'll just wait till that day. So again, it's a reminder, and it's a reminder. What I love about the Homaza and Lomaza is that is epitomizing these small things that we think insignificant. We think backbiting is insignificant, but how much joy supposedly it gives us, or when we do. But actually giving the person you're backbiting your good deeds, and you are taking all his bad deeds. And then fi amadin mumaddada, and these amad is pillars. I think the same word comes when Allah says, can you see the skies, and it's got nothing holding it up, it's just, you know, without any amad, without any pillars. So that's in a nutshell what it is. But just the akhlada, the fact that he thinks he can be counting and it's going to save him in the akhirah, no way. And then same as these tiny characteristics which really can, you know, we talk about good deeds and how this month is all about little tiny little straws that make up a big haystack, and a bigger one and bigger one. Similarly, these tiny winking every time the same person walks in, the same person who's maybe stutters, maybe the same person who, oh gosh, now he's going to start reading, now he's going to get stuck. And you know, I love this lesson I learned, that just because you're doing the Quran, or just because you're doing something good, Shaitan is so clever. He makes you in kibr for your good deed. So the moment your good deed leads you to thinking, now I'm a little better and I can be judging everything. And that's why I keep mentioning also, we often talk about tahajjud. Never mention tahajjud. Never mention that you, for a starter, or anybody else, in you mentioning it, giving it, our deen is not about, you know, fanfare and putting everything out. The moment you've said, even about your dear one, that they do tahajjud, you've lost you have tarnished the beautifulness, the sincerity, the ikhlas with which it is, because now there are, oh well, people do know that I do that. So just with that, there is the kibr of me thinking I am doing something cool, I'm doing something good, and thereby it makes me think less of another. And there's this beautiful, you know, there was a pious father with his son, and they went, and as soon as they got off at tahajjud, they were like, look at that guy, he's not even waking up. The father told the son, he said, you making this comment on this person because you woke up at the middle of the night to say your salah, you have nullified it. It was better that you hadn't got up to have that judgmental call on another. So all these surahs, even if they're not directly telling you don't judge, but what is it bringing home to us? Don't judge the other. Make sure you don't do these negative things. Don't be in khasara. Don't wait till you see the qabr and you are in barzakh and you're in your last, what is it called, sakarat, and that's when you suddenly come to, you know, like the Pharaoh did, that in his last hour he says, I believe in the Rabb of Musa. And so it was Al-An, now you believe in him, you know, you believe. So that's obviously no good. So these last 10 days, can we just consolidate for ourselves our ibadah, but for ourselves also the prayer and the wish that we don't make our comment about ourselves being pious, that just nullifies the piety. You know, like the moment I think, oh, I'm a really very humble person. No, you're not. no, I'm not. The moment I can articulate any phrase of this sort, I have nullified it all. So in these Mubarak days, hopefully, whatever you're trying to memorize, keep re-saying it in your salah. Keep making it ayah by ayah. This is only 9 ayahs long, tiny ayahs. So all these little itsy bitsies that you can add on, whether it's these surahs or whether that's other surahs, wherever you are, just up your scale. And about these target, shaitan loves to make us depressed one way or the other. I didn't achieve my target. I didn't finish the Quran. I didn't finish it 10 times. I didn't finish it 2 times. I didn't go into it with translation and the Arabic. I just did the Arabic. So, we are constantly either judging ourselves too low, and all these are means of shaitan to derail us. So yes, think less of myself. There's that beautiful hadith that says, Ya Allah, keep me small in my eyes and maybe big in the eyes of others, but definitely small in my own eyes. So that is meritorious to think less of yourself, but not to the point where it's useless. I'm so depressed. Depression has nothing to do with a Muslim. So there I'm going to end on this beautiful surah, and then we'll get on to the next one in the next few days, just to wrap up and get to the end of the Quran and have some sense that, Ya Allah, let us every year, even from this year to the next year, read with the translation, hoping that we will get somewhere. But with that, we will end off. So Subhana Rabbika Rabbil Izzati Amma Yasifun wa Salamun ala al-Mursaleen walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.